diritti. Abbiamo bisogno però adesso di capire da te, che sei qui e vivi qui con noi, in questo territorio, insieme a noi, cosa possiamo fare insieme e che errori non dobbiamo mai fare più.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry everyone else have spoken in Italian, but I will speak in the language which I can best explain or describe something, and I'm sorry for this. First, I think I should apologize, because in reality, I as a person would like to come to speak with you, to smile and to laugh with you, but what succeeds my memory is only nightmares and the realities that I have lived with a very intense experience, as Ibrahim was saying. The question that he just asked me, that what can we do together, I have realized that this question always fades away from our memories, the listeners, because it comes as if no one wants to do something. We ask the question that I ask you back, that are we willing to do something? Are we really willing to change something in our circumstance, here and then beyond the Mediterranean?
La domanda che mi è stata fatta, cosa possiamo fare insieme, è una domanda che a volte non abbiamo voglia di prendere in carico. Noi che ascoltiamo queste storie, è come se non volessimo veramente chiederci cosa possiamo fare qui, cosa possiamo fare nel Mediterraneo e di là del Mediterraneo.
By saying this, it is very easy, as I have realized, that to tell you to imagine going to a disco to have a dance together, going to a dinner party and to eat and to celebrate birthday, to be able to enjoy it. You as people in Italy today, in the West, are able to enjoy this memory than I to tell you to be able to imagine as a mother that you are not being able to breastfeed your child, you are not being able to provide a bread for your child, because of the circumstance in which politics is overtaking your life. Of course, with my lived experience, I do not wish to tell anyone to imagine this, but it is necessary to tell you that you are a young man born to parents who are not able to provide for you, born to parents in a country plagued by war, and then you inherit the poverty, you inherit the criminality, you inherit the need to kill in order to have a life. Afterward, when we look at these countries, we always say we have to save Africa. We have to save the people coming and drowning on the Mediterranean at our cost here in Lampedusa. But why don't we question what is happening in Africa? These wars that we have been fighting for 50 years, whose interest is it? Is it African war? My father was born in a country torn apart by war, fighting. I was born fighting. At the age of 12, I have to go to the military to fight. Fighting which war? For which party? Fighting for the interest of the West. The West are Italians, the West are the Americans, the West are the Germans, giving us weapons to kill ourselves and then stealing our resources. If you come and destroy my house, where do you want me to sleep? I will come and knock on your door in order to have a drink, in order to have a tea, in order to have a bread. That is why people die on the Mediterranean. We have to look and question all this. When we look at the African state, by the time when they got their independence, I don't see it as an independence, because right after these colonial powers left, they left with a system that they had to speak, they had to approach the head of the state, how to run a state. If I am decolonized, you don't need to tell me how to govern my state, how to govern the interests of my own people. When the colonial powers left Africa and the West, what they left with us was self-hate, discrimination, bullying, and they manipulated our brains to believe that we are not humans, to believe that we are subhumans, to believe that we cannot become doctors, to believe that we cannot become teachers, to make us believe that we cannot become entrepreneurs in our society. But this is not true. Because the society in which we are living, we have been people and we still want to be people. But given the circumstance of war being designed as a mechanism to put us on our knees, to always beg for foreign aid, to always survive and eat by charity, by UNHCR, by Caritas, by whatever we might call it, this is enough. We have to question all these mechanisms, which is bringing these puzzles missing. We have to find the missing puzzle in order to look at where we should find the solution to what is happening. If someone like Ibrahim is sitting in Italy and is speaking to you today, if I am as a person sitting with you here today and explaining what I had to go through, and you as the Italian people, you as the Western people, looking at me as a refugee, not as a human being, looking at me trying to cross the Mediterranean on a paper, on a rubber dingy boat, as a non-existing human being, you are lying, because we are the only very few people who have recognized ourselves that we are human beings. If there is life in Europe, then we must go for it. If it is somewhere, we must not kill in order to have a life. That is why we chose, and I chose to become a refugee, because I believe that I do not need to kill in order to have a life, like what is happening in Italy. I have experienced it. I have seen people live a good life together with their family. My 20 years of life in Africa, I was not able to sit and dine with my family. 2 hours at the dining table in Italy. It was only 5 minutes, because you eat, you hear the sound of bullet, you eat, and you were thinking, what will you do tomorrow? When do you cross the border? When do you eat, and you were thinking, what will you do tomorrow? When do you cross the border? When do you take care of your homes? This is not happening. We have to question these tiny, tiny informations. I have to come to an end. I can speak and giving you instances, examples, that can answer your questions until tomorrow, because I have lived it for 24 years in Africa and 1 year in Europe, in Italy now. It is equivalent to 50 years, because I learned so many things every new day. But I leave you with the question, if we talk about saving the people in the Mediterranean, how many people can Italy take? How many people can Europe take? And how many people want to leave Africa? If we don't question that there is something which is pushing them away, no one wants to leave home until it is no more a place to call home. The reason why I'm saying this is, how many people can we save? We have to look at immigration as a fundamental human right. We have to question our own circumstances. People living here in Bologna, they go to Milan because they want to work and have a good pay, to live in a good circumstance, in a good atmosphere. They go to Germany because they want to have a good pay. They go to England because they want to have a good education. They go to Barcelona because the living cost there is very cheap. This is something which cannot be taken away. But for us, the people in the global south, the people in Africa, these very rights that you are living today have been denied to us. Why don't we deserve to have this? Why don't we deserve to fly from Bologna and go to have dinner in Paris? And the next day we are in Germany and Berlin to have a good weather. Why don't we deserve this? I think if you can't find your answers within these questions, then we are not ready to do something. May you all have a good evening.
Se non riuscite a trovare una risposta a questa domanda, forse non siamo pronti a capire cosa possiamo fare insieme. Buona serata.
È così, e se non siamo ancora pronti dovremmo imparare.